All right. Hello, everybody. Today is Friday, December the 12th, and we're going to start doing our astrology for next week, which will be Monday the 15th until Sunday the 21st. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. So our big lunation that we're working our way up to this week is a new moon at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. This is our last new moon of the year. And again, it's at the 28th degree. So it's at those very last degrees. Now, what I want to talk about before all the other things, I'm going to keep hammering this for a while, is that what we are coming to the end of at the end of the calendar, the Gregorian calendar year, which is ruled by the sun and 12 months, is the end of a 9-year. We will go into 2026, which is a 1-year. So that's what's actually coming to an end. The year of the snake does not end until mid-February. That is when the Chinese New Year is, and it will become the fire horse. So we still are in this shed process, and the South Node is still in Virgo, which is all about release and purge, simplify, become more efficient. And the North Node is in Pisces, which is asking us to have faith and to see things with a broader mindset and more spiritual mindset, to look at things, with more metaphysical eyes, if you will. So just want to remind you guys about that. Now, by the time of this new moon, Mercury will be fully direct and at 10 degrees of Sagittarius. So he will already be out of his retrograde, and that's important to recognize. The other things we'll get to about that after I start talking about the early part of the week. So on Monday, the 15th, we're going to see Mars enter 0 degrees of Capricorn. That's called Mars ingress Capricorn. And that's going to be around 2:30 in the morning. So that means that Mars is going to be at 29 degrees of Sagittarius on Sunday and a little bit of Saturday late at night. And that's just really intense, irritable energy. It's just a lot of frustration, a lot of anger coming up to the surface potentially. There's also a lot of drive towards some sort of vision. Okay. And what that's about is Capricorn, and that is building the structure of things from the ground up. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It's the 10th house. It's the house of structure. Saturn literally rules the musculoskeletal system in the body, the teeth, your bones. It holds things together. So this Mars in Capricorn is in its highest expression. It's also the 3 of Pentacles in tarot, if you want to read that to have a better understanding. But it's like teamwork. You have a lot of determination, a lot of extra energy to get things done. Mars loves being in Capricorn, because Capricorn has the ambition to see Mars through. But what this could look like is a lot of all-nighters, or feeling like you've got to get a lot of stuff done. And I don't know if that's helpful or hurtful for you guys wherever you are, but I just want you to know that Mars in Capricorn is a great time. But the next day, the 16th, which is Tuesday, the sun will square Saturn. So from the 16th, really and truly, it's from the 14th. So that's like a Sunday. So we'll start to feel it Sunday to the 19th, when we have, the sun, which is in those late degrees of Sagittarius, in a square to Saturn, and then we'll be Neptune later in the week. And we've got Mars at the 29th degree of Sagittarius, which is known for Sag Mouth. Could be some real frustration. Could be some real anger and irritation and the inability to hold back. And it's called Sag Mouth for a reason. So please be mindful of the things that you say and how you say them, even if you feel like they're truthful, because they could really sever relationships right now with Mars at 29 degrees. So on the 18th, we will, the moon's going to enter Sagittarius on Wednesday, the 17th at almost noon Eastern Standard. And then that's like the big aspect for Wednesday. It's I love the moon in Sagittarius. It's going to bring our awareness to Mercury, that's going to be going over those degrees that he stationed retrograde at in the beginning of November, which is like 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Some sort of truth should have revealed itself, some sort of quest or mission or memory of something that feels like visionary for your life should have potentially been brought into your awareness over the last 6 weeks. I want to remind you guys that Sagittarius is like the telescope. It's like the ship captain. I always think of it as a Jack Sparrow, on the Pearl, and he doesn't need to know exactly where he's going. He's just like, what's our heading? What are we going northeast? Are we going south? Like, we'll deal with the adventure along the way. We'll deal with the challenges along the way, but like, where are we going? That's Sagittarius. It's also the way that wayfinders use the stars to navigate and make maps was by general direction and vision, and mission. Like, it's very quest oriented to find something. So just keep that in mind. On Thursday, the 18th, Mars will semi-sextile Pluto. So Mars will be in Capricorn. Pluto is in those early degrees of Aquarius. It's like something big, something transformative that's going on. Something that may feel like you've taken a stab at it before, but you gotta like try it again in a new way. Not the most important one. That day, also around 9 p.m., Venus will quincunx Jupiter from 24 degrees, I think 23 degrees at that time. And quincunx is like, they just don't know how to fit. It's like a failure to integrate. It's like something relationally may feel more difficult that day. Something financially may feel more difficult that day. It's like you're trying to make something work. And it's not necessarily the great day for commerce, because it can kind of just create these blocks where people don't have like as much vision as they need, not knowing that they need to integrate something that feels very scary. When we're looking at Venus and Jupiter, they're like spiritual leaps of faith, kind of. So faith is the way out of that one. And then on the 19th, which is Friday, we will have the sun in Sagittarius in a quincunx to Uranus, and that is going to hold until that weekend, which is when we're going to see the sun enter Capricorn on the 21st, which is also officially Yule. So the rebalancing of the solstices will be on December the 21st, which is I think a Sunday. What is it? No, it's next Sunday. And that is officially Yule. Now remember, Yule is practiced, and you guys will learn this in the threshold class, but just in case, Yule is practiced just like all the pagan Sabbaths, technically the night before. So you start, your ritual process at dusk, and it carries on until dusk the next day, but you got to do what you got to do. When you learn about these Yule logs and these other kind of like Yule crafts, it's a great time this weekend to do those things too. If you want to bake bread, or you want to do like popcorn garlands, or, dry oranges and hang them around for abundance, or whatever your Yule celebrations look like, this weekend's a great time to do it. But burning that half of your log will happen either on Saturday around dusk into Sunday. And I don't know about you guys, but I go to bed pretty early on Sunday nights because I have to work on Mondays. And I will be doing my burn at dusk on Saturday night. And traditionally it's burnt all through the night. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not staying up because I don't have an indoor fireplace. I'm going to leave my fireplace on. I'll probably sleep next to it that day, but I'm not staying outside when there's like 6 inches of snow here in Ohio that's coming in tomorrow to like deal with all that and be out there all night. So now let's talk about some of the important things. On the 19th at like 9 p.m., the new moon will be at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. And it's not like a crazy doozy, but it kind of is at the same time. So we will have Mars at 3 degrees of Capricorn. We will have the moon and the sun at 28 degrees of Sagittarius. Venus will be at 24 degrees of Sag, and Mercury will be at 10 degrees of Sag. So we've got a lot of things that are trying to be communicated. Like, they're all about big vision and down the line and how they could benefit, the future us now. And they're like, it's like a new moon that's asking you, like, how are you going to take a new adventure in the next 6 months? Like, it is an invitation to a new adventure. or to a new venture, you know, like a new financial venture, or like spiritual learning, or starting some sort of school, because Sagittarius starts, he's in the 9th house. So maybe you start, all of a sudden you're like, I need to study the Akashic records, and you just go down a 6-month period of time of studying the Akashic records. Like I'm Sagittarius rising, and I'm really thinking about signing up for a particular pathway to help strengthen my studies and give me more credentials into the corporate world, to bring into the corporate world. And I'm like, I feel like it's that Sag new moon already kind of kicking in. So the moon will enter Capricorn at almost midnight on Friday. And then on, let's see, it would be Saturday morning, the 20th, is when the sun will be in the very last degree. So it'll be at 29 degrees of Sagittarius, and it will square Neptune. And that's going to carry all weekend, even until like a little bit of the following week, maybe around the 22nd or 23rd. And you know, that's Sagittarius and Pisces. They're like, do you believe or do you not? Like, they're just these big questions of your faith, of how wide is your lens? You know, are you putting yourself in a victim mindset, Pisces, or are you going to see a new framework, a new lens, and aim for some sort of goal? It's a Sagittarius. And you know, Jupiter is what's going to be the big ruler of this. And Jupiter is like, you need to expand your mind, man. You need a new perspective. You need to reframe that. You need to think more positive. Like, you know, where your mind goes, your energy flows, and what you say is what you create. Like, it's Sagittarius. Okay. It's big vision. And Jupiter is, you know, the big inspirational life coach of the zodiac. He's like, you know, there is no quitting if you keep going. Those kinds of things. Fail forward, which is one of my life mantras. So it's like this, you know, squares create challenge. So there's some sort of challenge around your dream, your vision, your sense of truth, and your mission and quest in the world. Okay. Are you going to lean in, or are you going to lean out? And then on the 21st, right after midnight, so right after that aspect, we're going to see Venus square Saturn. And Venus square Saturn makes you feel tight. It makes you feel challenged in your relationship. It makes you feel tight in your finances. It always happens around Christmas. And again, it's going to feed into that like Jupiter Pisces energy of like, do you have the faith? Do you believe that your mission is worth completing? And it's just, it's challenging in that way. But then, you know, the sun enters Capricorn at 10:03 a.m. on Sunday, the 21st, and is Yule. We get hope. Yule always brings this like sense of hope. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. And that energy is there to re-inspire. It is a time that we observe darkness, and we appreciate the darkness in the womb that it is, but it is also the return and the conception of light again after death, which is what happens at Samhain. So it gives us this kind of seed energy until summer solstice. That is like, what are you working on, Capricorn? What are you committed to? What are you disciplined in? And for me, you know, I'm rebuilding the structure of my platform, because I really believe that this shift is going to allow me to have a better foundation and structure than Kajabi has, because Kajabi is extremely clunky and difficult. And this other one I'm moving to is more streamlined and will do so many things that I needed to do all in one place and make an easier user experience. Is it going to be hard up front and require grit, Capricorn? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Yeah, because I'm building the foundations of something that I am deeply invested in. So it's going to challenge you around like, what are you invested in? And are you willing to do the work? It's Saturn. Saturn is like the master of time. He's like, I hear all your complaints. I hear all your things. But Saturn is like, are you going to fucking do the work or not? Like, buckle up. Nobody's going to do this for you. And Jupiter is there to soften Saturn, to say like, yeah, think of all the positive things you've already done. Think of all the things you've already overcome. Think about all of, you know, the experience you have that you could help people with, right? So they feed each other, and they keep a more positive outlook, you know, on the future. So please keep that in mind. All right. Your tarot card, as you guys will see, is one, and that is a card that shows me what I need to expand my perspective around for success. So a card that shows me what I need to expand my perspective around for success. Again, I will put that into the comments, and please make sure, especially if you're not able to attend class, that you put that card in there at the very least. Okay, because it is, this is our last class on astrology like this for the year. So if you guys can come, I think that would be great. If you cannot come, please put your card in there and update you on your life. And I hope to see you guys on Monday. All right. So y'all have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you guys then. All right. Ciao.